What if I told you that the entire foundation of Islam can be understood through just 5 simple acts? You don't need to know Arabic, you don't need to understand Islamic history, and you don't need to know anything about Islam to understand them. Muslims around the world build their life around 5 foundations known as the 5 pillars of Islam. But these aren't just 5 religious rituals. Together they answer some of the most important questions a Muslim can ask. What should I believe? How should I worship God? How should I treat others? And how should I discipline myself? In this video we will explore all 5 pillars through the Quran and authentic Islamic teachings in simple English without the misconceptions. Let's begin with the foundation everything else is built upon. Pillar 1. Shahada. The first pillar is Shahada, the declaration of faith. It says, أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. This is the heart of Islam. But what does it actually mean? First, it means that only the Creator deserves to be worshipped. And second, it means that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent as God's messenger to guide humanity through his final revelation. So know that there is no deity except Allah. Everything else in Islam is built upon this belief. Because before Islam asks a person to pray, fast, give charity, or make a pilgrimage, it first answers the most fundamental question: who is your creator and who deserves your worship? That's why the Shahada come first. Pillar 2. Salah. The second pillar is Salah, the 5 daily prayer. From dawn until night, Muslims pass their daily life 5 times to worship their Creator. But this raises an obvious question. Why 5 times a day? The purpose isn't to make life difficult. Prayer constantly brings a believer back to the reason they exist. Establish a prayer for my remembrance. Think about modern life: work, school, family, notifications, endless distractions. Salah interrupts all of that and remind a Muslim several times a day that their relationship with their Creator comes before everything else. It develops discipline, gratitude, humility, and remembrance of God. But why would God ask Muslims to pray 5 times a day? And what is the deeper purpose behind those prayers? I explored that question in another video, which you can watch here or through the link in the description. Pillar 3. Zakat. The third pillar is Zakat. Unlike voluntary charity, Zakat is an obligation upon Muslims who have sufficient wealth. A qualifying Muslim gives a portion of their accumulated wealth to those who are entitled to receive it. And Allah repeatedly connects Zakat with prayer. Establish a prayer and give Zakat. But why? Because in Islam, wealth isn't simply something to accumulate, it's a trust. Zakat teaches a Muslim that what they possess isn't entirely about themselves. It helps people in need, strengthens social responsibility, and protects the heart from becoming consumed by greed. It's also an act of worship, because in Islam, worship isn't limited to what happens inside a mosque. Even the way you use your wealth can become an act of worship when it's done for the sake of God. But why would giving away part of your wealth be considered an act of worship? I explored the deeper meaning of Zakat in another video. You can watch here or through the link in the description. But Islam doesn't only ask a person to control their relationship with wealth, it also teaches them to control themselves. If you are discovering Islam for the first time, subscribe on this channel. We explore Islamic beliefs and misconceptions about authentic sources and simple English. And one of the most powerful forms of self-discipline in Islam is fasting. Pillar 4. Sawm. The fourth pillar is Sawm, fasting during the month of Ramadan. From dawn until sunset, Muslims abstain from food, drink, and other physical desires. But fasting is about much more than hunger. Fasting has been prescribed for you so that you may attain taqwa. Taqwa means becoming more conscious of God. And if you want to be more conscious of God, you have to know how to control yourself. And fasting teaches self-control. It strengthens patience. It teaches a person that that they do not have to obey any desire simply because they experience it. And when someone experiences hunger themselves, they can develop more compassion for those who struggle with hunger every day. So, fasting isn't simply about not eating. It's about learning how to control yourself and becoming more conscious of God. But why would God ask Muslims to deliberately experience hunger for an entire month? And what is fasting really meant to change within a person? I explored that too in another video. You can watch here or through the link in the description. And finally, Islam takes this relationship with God beyond the individual. It brings Muslims from around the world together in one extraordinary act of worship. Pillar 5. Hajj. The first pillar is Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. Every Muslim who is physically and financially able is required to perform it once in their lifetime. Pilgrimage to the house is a duty owed to Allah by all those who are able to undertake it. Now imagine this: millions of people, different languages, different cultures, different skin colors, rich, poor, famous, unknown. Yet they gather together before their Creator, wearing simple clothing that removes many of the visible distinctions of wealth and status. For a moment, the things people normally use to separate themselves from one another become almost meaningless. Everyone stands as a servant before God, and they are reminded that true honor isn't based on wealth, nationality, appearance, or social status, but on righteousness. So, why does Islam bring millions of people together like this? What does Hajj actually represent? And why is it one of the most powerful demonstrations of equality in Islam? I explored what Hajj really means and why it's matter in another video. You can watch it here or find the link in the description. What the 5 pillars really mean. So those are the 5 pillars of Islam: the Shahada, Salah, Zakat, Sawm, and Hajj. But now, notice something important. These 5 pillars aren't 5 disconnected rituals. The Shahada gives a Muslim the foundation of belief. Salah keeps that belief alive throughout the day. Zakat teaches responsibility toward others. Sawm teaches self-control and God consciousness. And Hajj brings Muslims together in worship and remind them that human worth isn't measured by wealth or status. Together they shape a Muslim's relationship with God, with other people, and with themselves. And that's why understanding the 5 pillars is one of the best places to begin when trying to understand Islam. But perhaps the most interesting question isn't which pillar Muslims practice. It's why Islam chose these 5 foundations in the first place. Which pillar surprised you the most? Or which one would you like to understand deeply? Leave your question in the comments because I read every single one. And if you want to continue exploring Islam through authentic sources and simple English, watch this series now.